you some of this. Funny how you screw things up all the time. Like this. All right, welcome to me beautiful table. Tabletop Simulator, my next map. So working on something for my players because we're just about finished the New Haven Undercrypt, and we'll be going on to the next adventure. So if you're a player in my game, don't watch this video until we finish this content. What we are doing is a little adventure called The Courting of Fire. This is Adventure League's Adventure Edition Season 1, the Tyranny of Dragons. This stuff, I had such a good time running it that I'm rerunning it for a new group, except I've converted it from 5th edition to ICRPG because I was curious to see how ICRPG would handle a campaign, how advancement would work, power levels and stuff like that. So far, so good. It hasn't been a hot mess, which is awesome. It actually has worked out really well. Surprisingly, I'm really enjoying it. It's pretty cool. But this Courting of Fire map is this one right here. It's called Map of the Temple of the Scale. So I took this map and I chopped it out a long time ago and I colored it for just using in flat VTT before I got into Tabletop Simulator. Now that I'm using Tabletop Simulator, as opposed to like Fantasy Grounds or Roll20, it's only $10 a month, which is dirt cheap. Pretty much anybody can afford $10. A one-shot deal. It's not $10 a month. Let me rephrase that. It's $10 if you get it on sale, $20 if you don't. I would wait for it to come on sale. But what I really like about it is it's system neutral. It's system generic. The game does not have anything but dice rollers, and you just basically grab them, throw them across the table, and you can play pretty much any game. There is actually dice in here for a whole bunch of different things. Like if you wanted FFG dice, there's stuff like that. There's I have Savage World scripted dice. I don't know if where my dice be, but exploding boob. It's my exploding boob dice. Right click, roll on this. Bam! If it lands on a 6, it re-rolls. Rotation value 6. Rotation value, I said 6, mister. I don't know why I get off on tangents, but boom. And it'll just keep landing on 6s until it's done. So I got a total of 13. 6 plus 6 plus 1. So if you ever want to play Savage Worlds, there is a script for Savage World stuff. But what I really like about Tabletop Simulator is, like I said, the system neutrality of it all. It's generic. It has no mechanics behind it. It's literally just a table in a room, and you can do your stuff to it. So what I've done is my players are going to be going to this adventure next, and I've taken this map, torn it apart in GIMP like I've showed you in my other videos, and reassembled it inside of Tabletop Simulator. I like to keep my videos around 5 minutes, so my yattering and my showing you the boob dice is, cutting into the time. Here's the gist of the map. Now, the map's not going to come with these minis. These minis are, these ones in particular, are Paper Forge minis. If you're interested in his stuff, man, he does some wicked stuff. Miniatures, Paper Forge. I've converted his stuff into Tabletop Simulator in mine. But a quick search for Kobold reveals that you've got all these guys. There's the Sorcerer, the Spear Chucker, the Winged Kobold. There's a couple of other ones that he did for collaboration work that he's done. So I just used these Kobold minis on my map, dropped them in here. These ones are obviously dead, laying on the ground because they've been chewed up by zombies. These zombies are printable heroes. The other ones were Paper Forge. These are printable heroes. So if I smash the zombie key, I got a bunch of printable hero stuff. What is this? 3D? Oh, this is the 3D zombie mod. Here's like a full-size one. Oh, what happened? What happened? Oh, they're not locked. That's why. Locked F8. Here comes my kid. What's up? Yes.
Oh.
You want me to come and see you when I'm done?
Yeah, that'd be nice.
Okay, won't be long. Set that to size 4 so that everything goes back to where it's supposed to be. Okay, so these should all be locked. Nothing shows up white. Where did my giant zombie go? Oh, there he is. Let's move this guy over here. And we're laughing. All right. Duke that guy. Cool looking zombie by Printable Heroes. So I use a mix, whatever ones I like. These are ghouls by Printable Heroes. And then we come down here, we've got some NPC map making things that I found. I wonder, does this guy have a back? No, he doesn't. He's just a one-piece thing that I found for a flat thing. So the gist of this, Spurnick, which is this dude, is a scribe. He's been working in the local library copying stuff. But what he's secretly doing is him and a bunch of other guys are trying to find information on this place that you've come to, called the Temple of the Scale. So you're in the town of in this case Flan, and you're at the library. One of the headmaster, the librarian guy, comes out and he's like, "Hey, this guy stole some stuff. I need you to go chase him down. He was last seen leaving this way." So you chase him through the wilderness. You come to this area that he's figured out is the entrance to this place. And he's figured out how to open the entrance, and he's already inside and done some battling and done some things. And that's where sort of you show up. He's left some kobolds outside. So this is the second actual map of the series. And you have to somehow either convince or kill or figure out what's going on in here. Like, what is old Spurnick doing? Well, it turns out that this Temple of the Scale is an old druidic temple that's been buried in long lost kind of a deal. These guys were druids that worshipped a dragon. Printable Heroes also makes some freaking kick-ass stuff, man. I love it so much. Look at these cool-ass zombie ogres. I should probably make these guys a little bit bigger. Just a little bit more imposing, right? Who wants wussy ogres? No point in having a pansy, especially if you're going to be undead. You need to. This guy, man, he's not only eating your brains, but he's just going to pop your head off like chewing a friggin' lollipop, biting it off at the stem. So the cool part about this map, what I really liked about it, is there really is nothing down here. This way takes you down to a bunch of old rotten rooms and stuff like that where the druids used to sleep, into the kitchen. But in the kitchen, you're going to find, or you can attack your players with some slime. Unlike traditional slime, I like to make my slime kick-ass. It may not move fast, but mother effer shoots a big wad of goop and gloms onto you and pulls you in. Being gelatinous and sort of strong and acidic, not only does it burn, but you're about to get turned into a puddle of goop. I'm pretty happy about that. There's some slime that now normally I would spawn them after my players walked in, so they wouldn't see them. This table I was sort of building for myself, which is the way I set it up. I should actually lock some of this stuff in because of my Fog of War deal, but they come in, they fight the zombies. That's their little initial battle, which is nice and simple. If they decide to go off into the side rooms, there's these like mermaid ghoul things that are in here that they're going to have to fight. Whatever they find in the pool, they find. That's sort of how ICRPG works. They search the room. I flip over a card. Whatever it says is the treasure that they got. Then they got to come into this door. Now, this door requires a strength check, like a massive, super hard strength check to bash down. It is barricaded from the other side, which is why I put the barricades on this side. But you can hear Spurnick on the other side, and you can hear these little kobolds all flapping their gums to one another. You can try and convince Spurnick to open the door, but I don't think he's going to. I think Spurnick's going to tell you to lick it. He's not having any of it, unless you maybe can convince him that you're here to help. But that again is highly doubtful. I'm yawning. So once you get into this room, you kick Spurnick's ass. There is 4 rooms here. Each one of these rooms has a certain key that you need. It was split into 4 parts, and then each one of these rooms obviously is trapped. Spurnick, you could, if he's alive, you could tell him. There's a trap in this room that has killed these ones. There's something going on that hasn't been unarmed in here. The reason I left this little sparks thing here is so that I can grab it when my players disarm the trap, or they figure the room out or something like that. But each room has its own description. There's like a black altar in here that they do some things. They can't see the floor in this room. And dead kobolds everywhere. So Spurnick's down to his last little army of 7 or 8. And once you get all the gems, you need to place them inside of this chromatic dragon's mouth hole. And then once you do that, the doors will open. These doors actually do open. Door 2, right? Clickety click, which is pretty neat. Scale dungeon door 2. So they pull out, and then inside reveals Scalebinder Skovik, the undead wight, and his ogre zombies who are protecting the final treasure, which is one of Tiamat's actual scales. And that's how the adventure goes. So it's pretty slick, pretty neat. You walk in, you get into an immediate fight, do some stuff, figure some things out. There's 4 traps to get by, and then the ultimate fight at the end between the zombie ogres, which aren't really supposed to be there. He just has regular zombies, but I like to F with my players. If you're going to smash somebody in the face, do it with a 2x4. That's what I always say. So yeah, that's this map. This map will be available like all of my maps. So people have been asking me, like this is the second time, about my Imgur account. And I think it's because they don't realize that I make these maps available. I don't know if that's a prominent thing, but if you're watching these videos, 95% of the videos that I make that have to do with these maps are available. You can find them, once again, through this mod right here. One World Game Table with Images. And it's you can find it just by browsing. Let's see if I type it in. One World Games. And there it is right there. Just subscribe to it. Once you're subscribed to it, anytime it's updated, as soon as you log into the game, it will be updated. But the reason I'm not going to make my Imgur account public is because I have things that are on there that are intellectual property. If I shoot over to my right monitor and I close this down, let's bust out some of my porn. No, just kidding. This is my my Imgur account. But you'll see here I have Paperforge minis. I can't... I signed in required. What? Get out of town, mister. If I release it, I can't release any of this stuff. Fear Agent is IP protected. Tabletop token stuff is IP protected. I have a bunch of Suede virtual tabletop stuff that you need to order the Suede stuff. So I can't release this to the public. A lot of this stuff is intellectual property that's not owned by me. Printable Heroes minis are not owned by me without his permission. I can't give stuff away. So I'm not unlocking my account. My account will remain hidden. But that's not to say that you can't have access to all of the material that I create. You're just required to bring your own minis. And, in this dungeon too can be used for anything, man. You don't have to put kobolds in here. You could slap this thing full of like slimes or, full of undead, all sorts of different things you could pop in here. These traps, be witty, man. And not nice either. Like if your players are walk in here and you tell them like these rooms appear, they see the dead and they decide to still walk in there, man, it's time to bring the anvil down. Like Wile E. Coyote. I'm probably aging myself with the Roadrunner references, but yeah, whatever. So yeah, that's the Temple of the Scale map. This is what's coming up next. There'll be a little pre-battle outside once I build the other map, but this one will be available on the... Oh God. Ooh, gotta go back to my other map here so you're not staring at that for too long. I gotta get better at switching windows. Anyways, you've seen the map. This is it. It's going to be available. You can find it on me, One World Games table things. All right, I gotta go see what my kid wants. Peace out.